Let's return to India now, and a hectic day does lie ahead in Mumbai and Delhi for the Australian business delegation. Andrew McKellar is Chief Executive of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He was in Mumbai when we caught up with him. Andrew McKellar, good morning there in Mumbai. Afternoon briefing time as normal here in Canberra. We've heard a lot from the political representatives, the Prime Minister and others, about their purpose. Take us inside the business delegation of which you're a member. What is the program to pitch Team Australia to India?
Well, yes. Hi, Greg. Great to be with you. Indeed. Look, it's a busy program over a couple of days. We have, I think, a very strong delegation of Australian business representatives here. It's great to have the support of the Australian government. As you say, it really is about Team Australia. India is a very rapidly growing market. It's an essential part of Australia's strategy to diversify its trade and economic relations in the region. Of course, we've seen the difficulties that have been encountered in recent years with China, but an important part of diversifying our opportunities is to build this relationship with India. So it's a rapidly growing market for us. We're here, I think, really to engage over the next couple of days, certainly how we can grow Australia's exports, deepen that trade and investment relationship between the two countries. And it's also about people as well. That's an important part of the objective here.
And is it your expectation as a sort of down payment of good faith in this developing trade relationship that actual tangible commercial deals will be clinched as part of this visit?
Well, I think there are some very important things that can come out of this. As I say, on the people side, I think that's one of the most fundamental things. India is a very rapidly growing source of tourism for Australia, a major export industry for us, international students. So the number of international students coming back into Australia now has risen again very rapidly. And it's continuing to grow. So things that we can do here, I think, over the next couple of days are agree how we can make it easier for that exchange of people between the two economies. Recognition of things like qualifications and skills, that's going to be fundamentally important. So I know that the governments have been talking about these issues, and let's see if we can make some progress again in the next couple of days.
So is this a reference to streamlining visa processes or permanent migration arrangements? What sort of things are you looking at there?
Well, certainly, I think both of those things are important. So certainly the visa processes, streamlining that, making it easier for the exchanges between the two countries. That's something that's very much on the agenda. I heard one of the significant business leaders here this morning talking about exactly that issue with the Trade Minister, Senator Farrell. So it's very much on business's agenda to be pushing forward on those issues because it's a huge opportunity, and we're seeing that market growing very rapidly.
I think overwhelmingly, and this wouldn't be a surprise to anyone, the 25-member business delegation on this trip represents the larger end of the business scale in Australia, top end of town almost, blue chip companies, major educational institutions. As you take it down a level to medium or even smaller sized enterprises in Australia, do they need to increase their outreach to India as a market?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons that I'm participating. So we have that coverage. The Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are working with our members, with business in terms of the trade that has been underwritten and particularly the exports into India. In the period since the Free Trade Agreement came into force at the end of December last year, just in 1 month, $2.5 billion worth of trade was underwritten in that period of time. It is important that we do look at how those opportunities can flow through, not just at the big end of town, but I think for a range of smaller, medium-sized businesses that are looking to open up some of those export opportunities. And again, this is where the human dimension, skills, some of those important relationships, access to labour that we critically need, this is where one of those opportunities exists.
Well, that's your purpose for being there on what I understand is a very hectic day, taking in 2 Indian cities. So, Andrew McKellar, on that note, we better free you up to get on and pitch for Team Australia. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thanks very much, Greg.